If you're still thinking about your ex, this isn't because you loved deeply. It's because your mind never finished the story. Your brain keeps replaying a version of reality that no longer exists. And until you force that story to continue, it won't let you go. There are few mental habits more persistent, more invasive, more quietly destructive than ruminating on an ex. Not as a passing memory, not as nostalgia, but as a presence. They appear while you're working. They interrupt conversations. They intrude into new relationships. They surface during films, music, silence. They follow you into places you traveled hours to see. And each time, the mind repeats the same suggestion. If they were back, something inside me would finally settle. The mind does not replay the relationship. It edits it. It removes friction, cuts discomfort, and isolates moments that occurred briefly. Then it presents those moments as the whole. A laugh, a trip, a touch, a period before disappointment arrived. This is not remembering. This is reconstruction. And there is a reason this reconstruction feels convincing. Because it is protected by impossibility. They said it was over. There has been silence. They might be with someone else. As long as return feels impossible, the mind never has to complete the thought. It never has to ask the most dangerous question. Do I actually want them back as they are now? So let's remove the protection. Not to encourage action, not to inspire hope, but to expose illusion. Assume, only for the sake of clarity, that you could have them back. Not symbolically, not romantically, literally. They call, they say yes, they arrive, their bags are in the hallway, their presence fills the room. Now the fantasy loses safety. Now you must imagine the continuation. Look carefully, not at who they were early on, at who they became, their habits, their emotional patterns, their reactions under stress, their defensiveness, their silences, their capacity, or lack of it, for accountability. Then comes the history, the nights you felt small, the confusion, the waiting, the self-doubt, the moments you swallowed your anger to keep peace. Ask yourself honestly, would you feel relief, or would tension return immediately? Most people already know the answer. They just refuse to sit with it, because clarity destroys fantasy. This is where the mind reveals its contradiction. One part knows the truth, another refuses to release the illusion. The mind can hold two opposing beliefs indefinitely, as long as it never forces them to collide. One part says, they hurt me. Another insists, they were perfect. This is not love. It is psychological avoidance. You are not missing the person. You are missing a time when the cost had not yet arrived, when you still believed what you wanted to believe. That version of them does not exist anymore. And the person who would return today would not feel like salvation. They would feel intolerable. Not because they are evil, but because now you see clearly what you once filtered out. If they stood in front of you today, you would not idealize them. You would resent them. You would feel the weight of everything unresolved. You would want distance, and yet the longing persists. Why? Because the pain is not about loss. It is about refusing to update reality. The mind prefers a familiar ache over an unfamiliar truth. This is why distraction does not work. This is why time alone does not resolve it. Because the issue is not attachment, it is incomplete thinking. The most effective way to release an X is not suppression. It is completion. To imagine slowly, deliberately, without sentiment, what life would actually look like if they were back. Not the beginning, the continuation, the full weight of who they are and who you became around them. When illusion is forced into detail, it collapses. Not with relief, not with drama, but with quiet certainty. You are not grieving a person. You are grieving a story that was never sustainable, but felt safe while it lasted. And becoming whole requires letting go of a version of reality that no longer exists and never will again.